Beginning 3rd of December, so a few things to note here. The first is that we're moving into a new training cycle. This is all going to run up to the new year. We'll have a deload week over Christmas to New Year's Eve, and then we'll have another 3 to 4 week cycle afterwards. Focus is going to be developing our gymnastic strength capacity. So we've been doing a lot of basic general strength training, and we're going to start applying that now to gymnastic strength. Lower body is going to take a little bit of a step back, although we look to maintain the strength that we've built, just trying to keep everyone healthy as we shift this focus. And we're also bringing in a kip and pull-up focus across the cycle as well. Moving on to Monday then, 3rd of December, so this will be the first big change from the last couple of weeks of programming. Strict handstand push-ups for the guys who have it. They'll have a test of max, a 4-minute rest, and a 6-minute AMRAP of 30 to 40% of the top set. So if they do 10, then during the 6-minute AMRAP they do as many sets of 3 to 4 as possible. It's an accumulation, but they're accumulating volume in this 30 to 40% range. Scaling options, these are important to pay attention to. So the pike handstand push-up and the hollow push-up. The pike handstand push-up has video. I'll put that in the comments and put that in the YouTube video description as well. The key for this is that the movement must be vertical. It has to be a vertical movement. So if people are doing pike handstand push-ups, it's more like an incline push-up and they're not being able to maintain form. That's a coaching point, or it's a strength issue for them, and you need to address that with them. For the hollow push-up, this is essentially the way we train push-ups here anyway, but even more of a focus on not letting the midline break. So there should be no arching of the back as they press out of the movement. If they do break the arch, they're not carrying their strength over well into handstand push-ups. Moving on to the accessory, they'll go through 3 rounds. There's no rest through this. 6 to 10 strict toes to bar, or one of the progressions. So strict toes to bar, strict horizontal leg raise, and strict knee raises. Key for these is that they're all strict. So ensure they start in an active hang, in a hollow position, bum squeeze, so their hips are fully open, but the feet aren't behind them. At no point do they arch. Every movement should be done with a brief pause at the top and a controlled eccentric. For the overhead carry, as heavy as they're able to stay locked out. Moving on to the workout, 10 down to 1 is a ladder of burpees and double dumbbell push press. We will retest this one in January, towards the end of January. Relatively straightforward workout. Just make sure they're standing up their burpees fully and make sure they're locking out their dumbbell push press as well. They shouldn't need to break the push press, so they need to scale the weight if they would be breaking. Tuesday, staggered stance, good mornings, and side planks for the strength work. They've only got 3 sets here, so ensure they're warmed up well and they've built to a challenging load to start with. The staggered stance, good morning. Key here is that the hips don't rotate and the front leg stays relatively straight. If you have hip rotation or the front leg bending excessively, you won't be sufficiently targeting the hamstrings and the glutes on the side that's being worked. For the side plank, just ensure they're doing a challenging enough progression. So if they can't hold the position well, keep them with half kneeling, but move them onto a full side plank or side plank rotations. I'll add a video to that, to the comments for that. No rest between sides on either exercise, and 1 minute rest between exercises. So 1 minute rest going from the good mornings to the side plank, 1 minute rest going back. Relatively short strength piece means you've got a little bit more time to focus on getting them ready for the workout today. There are 2 sides, the regular and the RX Plus. They're the same. Typo there, that should be 45 double unders on the RX Plus side. They're going to go in pairs and they're going to alternate movements across the workout. So partner 1 would do the double unders, partner 2 does the swings, partner 1 then does the dumbbell box step overs, partner 2 then does the double unders, and so on. Just keep alternating movements as they work through. They should be unbroken the whole way through this workout as well. Double under scaling is as standard. Scale the reps as needed so they're done under 45 seconds, maybe up to a minute if they're really struggling, but otherwise they should be getting this done faster. 90 single unders and 15 calories for the men, 10 calorie ski for the women. Scale that back again so it's done under a minute. If they're going to RX Plus it for barbell snatch, they should be competent with barbell snatch. So this isn't the time for people to be learning how to barbell snatch or cycle a barbell during a workout. If you've got someone who's intermediate level and would like to do that, that's a coaching judgment, but in general, this isn't the class to be teaching the entire class how to barbell snatch, and there shouldn't be anyone who necessarily needs to scale the weight on the barbell snatch as well. So you can use that as a guideline for who should and shouldn't be snatching. If they can't comfortably do 15 reps at 42.5 or 30 kilos, they probably shouldn't be doing it. For the dumbbell box step overs, scale it to a low that they're not having to put the dumbbells down. That said, it should be feeling like a bit of a grind as they get towards the last 5 reps. But if they're having to break these up excessively, then that's the point that they've gone too heavy. There are a few things going on here. Running the class smoothly is going to be quite key to getting them through this and having value in it. The first thing they're going to do is clean and jerk. They're going to build to moderate heavy single in 8 minutes. That's going to be preceded by a clean and jerk warm-up. So the specific warm-up for the class today is going to be clean and jerk. And they're going to have a couple of minutes as well to load some weight onto the bar. But When they get to the clean and jerk build to moderate heavy single in 8 minutes, this isn't a PR test. This is basically how heavy can they build to in 8 minutes safely. So this is basically going to give them what their daily max is going to be. If they can't build to it in 8 minutes, it's going to be too heavy for them to be using. Moving on, they're going to go seated barbell press and strict pull-ups. 2 to 3 reps in reserve, 1 to 3 reps in reserve for the strict pull-ups. Give them the subjective assessment on what reps in reserve mean. That's something they're going to have to figure out for themselves as they go through. But it should be challenging. Their form shouldn't be deteriorating. Moving on, so with the strict pull-ups, there's a few scaling options here to be paying attention to. So the self-assisted progressions, we're going to have feet on the floor, bent legs up on a bench or a box, or straight legs up on a bench or a box. We'll record a video of this and post it up so that the entire gym knows, but also so all the coaches know exactly what we're going to be doing there. The other option would be a partner-assisted pull-up. Critical with the partner-assisted pull-up is that it's not just assisted on the way up, it's also assisted on the way down. If you don't assist on the way down, they just end up excessively fatiguing through the eccentric, and they're not going to be doing enough concentric contractions within the strict pull-up. So make sure that's very clear to the person doing the partner assist. They're helping them the whole way through the movement, assist on the way down and on the way up. They're going to need to know what they built to on their clean and jerk for the workout. The workout today is a practice workout, although it's written as an interval, and there's room for people to be pushing this as a training workout as well, but that depends entirely on individual competency. It'll be 5 rounds of 90 seconds work and 90 seconds rest, starting with a 15 or a 12 calorie ski, and then moving on to an AMRAP of clean and jerks in the remaining time. You can use the rowers here if there are too many people and we don't have enough ski ergs for this. However, with 8 or 9 ski ergs, we should be able to get through most of the classes okay. The weight to be used, 70 and 45, should be scaled to 70% of their best clean and jerk, no heavier than that. And their focus for this workout is their quality on the clean and jerks. Obviously, if they want to be getting lots of clean and jerks in, they're going to have to ski quite fast, and they're going to have to move relatively quickly through the barbell cycling as well. But focus for them is to not exceed their capacity, their technical capacity within the movement. Days is squat, back squat, 3 sets of 8 with a 2-minute rest between sets. They're looking to increase by 5 to 10% on last week. If they're not sure what they work to, then set 1 they should be looking at 2 to 3 reps in reserve. Barbell reverse lunge, get them to move straight from back squat into barbell reverse lunge, 3 sets of 10 on each leg. No rest between legs, so all on one leg and then all on the other, and then 2-minute rest between sets. Same weight as last week. If they didn't do it last week, they're looking at 40 to 50% of their back squat, depending on how heavy they back squat, what their lunge capacity is. Obviously, if they really struggle with lunges, bring the weight down, and they're looking for something like 3 to 4 reps in reserve here on effort level 7 out of 10. Moving on to the workout, it is a training workout today as well. This is a partner workout too, teams of 2. For this, they can break the work up however they want. There's no prescribed way for them to break up the work. The thing that we're looking at for them to do here is make sure the effort they're putting in across the pairs is even. So you don't have someone doing 25 wall balls, the next person doing 25 wall balls, but one person finds that straightforward and one person takes 3 minutes to do that. Break it up however they need to so they're both working an even amount in terms of effort level, not necessarily in terms of actual output. For the toes to bar, there's an RX Plus option of 15 bar muscle ups. That's an entirely individual thing. They can alternate rounds, toes to bar muscle ups, or they can just do bar muscle ups with the RX Plus option. Scaling the toes to bar is to 60 strict knee raises at the advanced level and just 30 strict knee raises at the novice level, 45 at the intermediate level. The most complicated day of the week, although once you understand it, you should be able to deliver it relatively straightforwardly. It's about keeping pull-up capacity, so you're going to have 2 key groups. You're going to have those who have kipping pull-ups and those who don't. Starting with those who have kipping pull-ups, there are 5 different options for them to be doing for their kipping pull-ups. They've got butterfly chest to bar, butterfly pull-up, kipping chest to bar or pull-up, paused kipping pull-ups, or 2 to 1 swing to pull-ups. We'll record a video and put one out for this as well, because we're going to be utilising these across the entirety of this cycle. The things to note are the pause kipping pull-up and the 2 to 1 swing to pull-ups. These are developmental pull-up capacity movements. So the pause kipping pull-up is just a kipping pull-up where you pause the top of each rep. The 2 to 1 swing to pull-ups would be a kipping pull-up with a beat swing in between. So these are the people who don't quite yet have the capacity to do big sets of kipping pull-ups. This is going to be far more relevant for them to be doing rather than doing necessarily the kipping pull-up development work. Because they do have some capacity to do it, it just needs to be developed, and it's going to be about developing body position and strength in critical positions as well. For those at the top of the order, so those who have the ability to link these together, They're going to test their max, they're going to rest 5 minutes, and then they have 2 sets of 70% of their top set. Obviously, they can average, estimate what best 70% is, round to the nearest round figure, with a 2-minute rest between them. The key here is to stop at kip failure. So it's not necessarily going to be where they can no longer hang on to the bar, or they can't re-kip. At the moment they can't link the pull-ups together anymore, that's when the set stops. Once they've done, they've got an accumulation of 50 to 100 hollow rocks, and a video will come out on the hollow rocks as well. Hollow rocks have to be done well, otherwise they're not worth doing. They're better off just doing a regular hollow hold. For those who don't yet have kipping pull-ups, or maybe those who've only got a couple but need to do significant work on their strengthening, there are 2 main options. They're both going to be an EMOM 12. The first is a 15 to 30 second chin above bar hold, pronated if they can, and on the next minute it'll be 4 to 8 kip swings. So this is just the beat swing with a lat pull down at the end of it. They have to have good body position to be able to do the kip swing. So if they don't have good control of arch or hollow, this isn't going to be appropriate for them when they should be doing the second kip swing development. This would be an EMOM 12, rotating through chin above bar hold, pronate again if they can. Or if they can't, they don't have the strength for that, they have a top of ring row hold. So just row to the top of the ring rows and hold for 15 to 30 seconds. Minute 2 will be a hollow hold. Minute 3 will be an arch hold. But the developmental side is entirely about body position and strength in critical positions. Finally, everyone will finish with bent over barbell row to chest, 3 sets of 6 to 8 reps with a 90-second rest between. Focus here is going to be able to pause the bar at the chest. So if they're heaving them off the floor, heaving them to the chest, and there's no control at the top of the movement, the weight is too heavy, they're looking for a 1 second pause at the top. Moving on to the workout, this is a short workout that doesn't need a huge amount of coaching going into it. 500 meter row or 400 for the women, and 30 devil's presses to finish. We only have 6 rowers, so they'll all be out on the gym floor. Group these up into 6 groups, and then as soon as one person's finished their row, the next person can start their workout. They're just going to have to note on the clock what time they started, so they know what their time was as well. We will be retesting this workout at some point, so there will be a note of that in the programming to mention to the class, and make sure they do record it here.